All right, let's jump right in. We're looking at this equation, x to the fourth minus 16 equals 0. And, at first glance, it looks pretty straightforward, right? But as you're about to see, there's a lot more going on under the hood than you might think. And that's really the heart of the mystery we're tackling today. See that exponent, the little 4 up there? That's not just a number. It's a huge clue. It's telling us that this equation doesn't just have one answer. It has 4. So the big question is, where are they all hiding? So let's call this the 4-solution mystery, because here's a really cool fundamental rule in algebra. Whatever the highest exponent is in your equation, well, that's exactly how many solutions you need to be looking for. That means our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to track down all 4 solutions, or roots, for x. A couple of them might be pretty obvious, but the others, well, they're going to require some real detective work. Okay, so to find them, we've got to crack this equation open. And luckily for us, we have a super powerful tool that's perfect for the job. Our first move is to just look at the equation in a slightly different way. We can think of x to the 4th power as x squared, all squared. And 16, of course, is just 4 squared. Now, why are we doing this? You're about to see. This little trick perfectly sets the stage for our secret weapon. And here it is, the difference of squares. This is such a great formula. It's the key that's going to unlock this whole puzzle for us. Basically, anytime you see something squared minus another thing squared, you can instantly break it apart into these 2 factors. And if you look at our problem, it fits this formula perfectly. Our a is just x squared, and our b is 4. So when we apply the rule, our one big equation cracks open into 2 smaller, much more manageable pieces. X squared minus 4 times x squared plus 4, all equal to 0. And just like that, we've had a major breakthrough. That one little move has put us on the trail of our first 2 solutions. These are what we call the real roots. So now our investigation splits. We have 2 separate paths. For that whole thing to equal 0, either the first part has to be 0 or the second part has to be 0. Let's go down path 1 first. It's going to look pretty familiar. Okay, taking a closer look at path 1, x squared minus 4 equals 0. Does that ring a bell? It absolutely should. It's our old friend again, another perfect difference of squares. We've got x squared, and 4 is just 2 squared. So we use our trusty formula one more time. X squared minus 4 breaks down into x minus 2 times x plus 2. And this gives us 2 super simple possibilities. Either x minus 2 equals 0, or x plus 2 equals 0. If x minus 2 is 0, well, that gives us our very first solution. A nice, clean, simple number. X equals positive 2. 1 down, 3 to go. And then from x plus 2 equals 0, we find our second solution. X is negative 2. Awesome. 2 down, 2 to go. We're halfway home. But don't celebrate just yet, because this next path is where things take a really interesting turn. Now we're going to turn our attention to that second factor. And this is where we have to venture beyond the numbers we use every day. We're about to discover a whole new kind of number. All right, let's tackle path 2, x squared plus 4 equals 0. If we try to get the x squared by itself, we just move the 4 over to the other side, and we end up with something pretty weird. And here's our roadblock. X squared equals negative 4. So we're looking for a number that when you multiply it by itself gives you a negative. But wait a minute, is that even possible? This is a major problem, right? I mean, think about it. If you square a positive number, you get a positive. If you square a negative number, you still get a positive. So how on earth can you square something and get a negative? In the world of numbers we use every day, you just can't. It's impossible. To solve this, we actually have to expand our whole idea of what a number can be. And this is the brilliant solution. Mathematicians literally invented a new number to solve this. It's called the imaginary unit. We write it with the letter I, and it has one job. Its square is negative 1. This little I is the key that unlocks this entire side of the equation. So using I, we can now translate our problem. Since I squared is negative 1, we can just say that negative 4 is the exact same thing as positive 4 times I squared. And just like that, our impossible problem becomes totally solvable. Okay, with that final piece of the puzzle in place, we are ready for the grand finale. All we have to do now is take the square root of both sides, and we'll finally reveal those last 2 hidden solutions.
So, when we take the square root of 4i squared, we get our third solution. The square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of I squared is just I. So solution number 3 is x equals 2i.
And just like with real numbers, every square root has a positive and a negative answer. So our fourth and final solution is x equals negative 2i. And there we have it. The case is officially closed. So let's just recap everything we found. That seemingly simple equation, x to the fourth minus 16 equals 0, actually has 4 totally distinct solutions. We've got our 2 real roots, positive 2 and negative 2, and then we have our 2 complex roots, positive 2i and negative 2i. The mystery is solved.
It just goes to show you, right? Sometimes the simplest looking problems are hiding this whole secret world of incredible, elegant ideas. It kind of makes you wonder, what other easy looking equations are out there just waiting for us to uncover their secrets?